So moving right along to the 1250 to 1500 bracket here, Eaglephants versus Kartoffel crew. Let's give yellow the orange here to make distinction between yellow and green and teal a little bit more distinct here. So let's just start at one end here. We have Crazy Bus with the Lithuanians pocket here. Fantastic woodline to the left. This is Battle of Africa to Arabia. So it's going to be a little bit less hilly around your starting base and more predictable resources. Slightly better woodlines, more resources in the middle of the map as well. It's a better suited Arabia for team game than the current Definitive Edition script. Lithuanians for Crazy Bus, solid cavalry civilization to have in the pocket. And relics disposition as well. Look at these 3 relics so close to Crazy Bus's starting base. So that's a big plus for the Lithuanians in terms of being able to capitalize on that bonus. And to the left we have a Slattenlang pattern with the Vikings flank here. Thanks for this follow, Jack. Vikings, fantastic economy, will be playing maybe some kind of winter opening, maybe just a straight archers, but however you look at it, Vikings getting instant wheelbarrow and handcart in the fuel and castle ages, huge boost to their economy to sustain whatever unit composition they're going for. And to the right hand side we have Papaya Pit to the Mayans, another quite common flank civilization. The Mayans have cheaper archers, they have access to eagle warriors. It's brackets with an S, Jean Baudelaire. Did I... Yeah, I spelled it correctly, I think. So, yeah, 10, 20 and 30% cheaper archers for Mayans. Eagle warriors with the potential of getting the unique technology called El Dorado to give 40 extra hit points to the eagles. So, which could be very deadly when up against other archers' civilizations, of course. Now let's have a look for the other team here. We have Sadi Noel with Franks here. Or Sadino, who knows. Very solid pocket civilization that we know, of course. It essentially gets bloodlines for free and the highest hit points paladins in the game because of the Franks getting plus 20% hit points on cavalry units starting in the feudal age. To the left we have Tam der Tiran playing as the Ethiopians, another very common flag civilization. So Ethiopians faster firing archers against the better economy Vikings to the top here. But again, Ethiopians get that plus 100 food, 100 gold upon reaching the next stage. So they are able to pull off 20 population men-at-arms if they want to because of that boost, because you don't really need to mine gold to afford men-at-arms as Ethiopians, not nearly as much anyway as other civilizations do. And finally, to the right hand side here with the flank for Manu is the Vietnamese. More hit points on the archery range units, but it might fall behind in production to the cheaper Mayans units. So the cheaper Mayans archers remains to be seen. Just a moment here, let me update the bracket. League. Draft link, I mean, not the bracket, but draft link. Oh, come on. That should be the proper one. If you're curious about that, and I'll edit the maps as well. I still have the time, as there isn't any significant army production yet. 20 pop scouts for Lithuanians, 22 pop for... no, 21 pop for the tanks, by the looks of it. Look at that uptime for Crazy Bus, what a beast. That is a pretty solid Dark Age indeed, only 1 second of idle time for Crazy Bus, and obviously going into the scouts here, as Lithuanians would in these open team game maps. And yeah, should be actually able to get at least one scout out before the Franks get to the production, maybe 1.5. That's good for all the Lithuanians to be able to go up earlier, because Franks will always have more hit points. So in equal numbers, until Bloodlines or upgrades, Franks are always going to get the better end of the deal. We have Ethiopians going for the militia here on the way to the village, so that is the men-at-arms play here for Tam der Tyrann. And the barracks going up for Slatten Langpatten as well. 3 on gold, indicating straight archers here. Scout staying close to the builder here, so that scout should be spotting the soon-to-become men-at-arms moving in here. But Slatten, not fully walled, could be an issue here. Quick gate maybe to path the men-at-arms into the town center. Well, they're not men-at-arms yet, but they're going to be. Let's see for Red scouting here. Red has been greedy and pushing deer, I think, because the scouting intel isn't too crazy here. But will be finding the gold here and could punish the gold instead, unless Slatten has some next level quick hold skills at work here. Straight archers for the Vikings player, 2 ranges to be completed quite soon, and yeah, should be set to defend against the men-at-arms. No quick walls, no small walls, that's a bit surprising. Lots of things going on here, apparently. In the other side we have Crazy Bus with the scouts to move in to hit Manu here. Manu, the Vietnamese flank, not walled at all here, has the 2 ranges up. But all in all, I kind of like Eaglephants' position here. Well, the scouts numbers slightly in favor of the Lithuanians here, keeping that earlier uptime to their advantage here. That's 6 scouts to 5 scouts, and let's compare the hit points as well. See, Franks slightly ahead actually with their 20% extra hit points. But now enters the archers of Papaya Pete as well. They have fletching and a decent chunk of numbers, so you can't really go into spearman defense anymore. Last man-at-arm to be cleaned up here. Crazy Bus. The only player who's lost a builder actually, so maybe got hit by orange scouts at home before moving out here. Running right into some archers here. Archers and scouts here. That should be a good engagement for Crazy Bus and Papaya Pete here. Yeah, so some archers out for Manu as well, but not nearly enough to hold this off. Definitely a numbers lead here for Eaglephants, so they're playing the extended field age here as well. 9 scouts for Crazy Bus at this point. And Franks as well, providing quite a decent amount of scouts here. Tam der Tyrann trying to wall all the way to the edge here. That's extensive and greedy walling. Could maybe wall between the woodlines here for now, so as to be able to quick wall behind if need be. But the most of the aggression is going down on the Vietnamese flank side here. And it's definitely the army momentum here for Eaglephants. I'm looking specifically at the archers here. 6 archers to 14 at this point for Papaya Pete against Manu here. And you can tell that it's causing a distraction as well if you look at the idle TC time behind this. It's good value from the forward of Papaya Pete and Crazy Bus. Just making a quick edit to the title there. Such a big difference in RP usage. Yeah. Communication definitely on point here, and good engagements here by Sadi Noel actually. Has that +1 defense that probably caught Eaglephants off guard here, because they're trading much better than you'd expect to in somewhat equal numbers. Papaya Pete will be losing archers here as well. So that forward coming to an end. We see the cheaper Mayans archers consistently producing at home for Papaya Pete though, and the just a few more tiles here to wall to have at least the left-hand side of the base walled here. Down go the scouts though, and after this kind of investment, both pockets have that defense in as well, but actually Sadhu Noel has a villager lead here over Crazy Bus because of the slightly lower idleness time. Oh, that's two nice snipes of Crazy Bus though. Good job spotting those weak units. Top left, we have Tan the Tyrann moving out with Ethiopian's archers now, outnumbering Zlatan Langpatten here with the also faster firing archers. That should be an easy fight to win for Tam the Tyrann, and now applying some counter pressure here on Eaglephants' side. I think, yeah, you could break through the palisade gate here, I think, if you want to risk it and move in. Crazy is really good at keeping my military active. They all died, Papaya Pete. What are you talking about? But yeah, good coordination there. You did good damage to Manu. Manu lost 5 villagers. Oh, ouch. There's a raid going on here on Crazy Bus side as well. Frank's scouts with that defense in, so you can't easily fight them with villager either. Yeah, I assumed you might be. What, Konga? I assumed you might be. After that comment on the uptime. Okay, so 6 Frankish scouts inside of Crazy Bus's base here. Did kill 4 villagers of Manu, but lost 2 to the Frank's raids here as well. Healthy farm economy, gold on the way, and Castle Age to kick in at roughly the same time as the Franks here. So not really any significant advantage for either player over the other. But cleaning up the scouts should be way easier now with just sending the first few knights here to just intercept them. Ooh, left side Tam der Tyrann is inside, forcing a defensive tower of the Vikings. Zlatan Langpatten wants to be on the safe side here. Of course, that takes a drain on the stone of the Vikings and delaying any town centers in the Castle Age for defense. With the Castle Age just kicking in just now, by the way, you could use the market, of course, if you're Zlatan here and buy stone just to get your second town center up on a woodline or gold or whatever you feel like protecting here. Beating Ethiopians handily to the Castle Age though, so crossbow could be on the way shortly for Zlatan here. There it is. And we'll need Bodkin as well, of course. Bodkin arrow. 2 town centers for Papaya Pete, 2 town centers for the Lithuanians. Still scouts alive inside of this. Oh, that's gonna be so annoying. But they're gonna go down now, finally. Manu lost 8 villagers total here, and now Papaya Pete is thirsty for blood again, moving out with a chunk of crossbows over here. Looks like they're planning some coordination on the other side here, but that's gonna have to be put on hold for a while from the Frank's pocket, because significant mass of Papaya Pete's crossbows here are going to potentially break through and deal even more damage to Manu here. 33 crossbows against the 11 archers. Yeah, that's a bit of a rough fight for the archers, isn't it? At least you have the extra hit points for the Vietnamese. I have to say though, I feel like it's time to go hit the pocket here for Eaglephants. Go hit the Frank's pocket, make sure they don't get the free boom here. You've done more than decent damage to Manu here, losing 15 villagers so far. And yeah, it looks like they want to hit the other flank, which is fine as well. Zlatan outnumbering the archers of the crossbows of Tam der Tyrann. No, not really, actually, 25 to 28. +2 just now in for Crazy Bus. That's perfect timing to engage against these crossbows here, but they do fire a bit faster. That's risky. Good to have a heal to pull back on here to be on the safe side. Papaya Pit currently fighting 1 versus 2 over here, which could be bad news when being up against these Mazo Knights. I think the Mayans numbers will be decreasing significantly here. It does free up an option for his teammates to go on the aggressive other side, so more namely on the Frank's pocket here to cripple the mobility. And of course Sadi Noel is losing knights here to the crossbows as well, so in terms of resource investment here, it's of course better killing the knight than a crossbow, because knights cost more gold. Now taking a hit on the pocket here. They don't really have much scouting intel here, but the knights are in, and Sadi Noel's knights are, I was going to say out of position, but they weren't too far off, actually. They're here. Third town center going up for Papaya Pit, playing the eco game here now, going into the boom with the Mayans to make for a quicker and stronger Imperial Age, potentially. While Sadi Noel scrambles up another stable here, struggles big time for gold here to keep the stables producing enough here. The army situation for Eaglephants is slightly ahead, nothing too crazy. And here comes Tam der Tyrann with lots of Ethiopian crossbows. Could be that that Eaglephants should just get the heck out of here now, not risk it anymore. They succeeded in idling Sadi Noel quite a bit though. Who has the better numbers here? I guess it's the Franks. Yeah, you got a bit lucky there that the opponents actually made an opening to escape. Papaya Pit doesn't care about wasting these cheap Mayans archers. They're just going to keep the pressure up here, could deny the university as well, so that Manu's ballistics research will be delayed even further. And the numbers, of course, weigh in favor of the Mayans here. No problem there for Papaya Pit. It's also 3 town centers to 1 here on the flank side, so that's great news for the Mayans that already have a strong economy. And if their communication is on point now, they'll actually be able to muster kind of a 3 versus 2 situation here if they take this hill and have Papaya Pete join in the action as well. But Papaya Pete just enjoys his life over here, sniping even more villagers of Manu, as the statistics show. 16 villagers killed for now, and the overall KD 52 to 41 for Papaya Pete here, so some great engagements there. Stoughton just hits and runs here and gets good value in, and now another group of archers to apply pressure on the Ethiopians yet again. Should be a good one for the crossbows here to diminish the numbers of the Tam der Tyrann here. Ballistic seems to be in, because that hit moving targets quite nicely. As long as you have the numbers, you can engage against the Ethiopians, of course, but looks like Zlatan chooses to back off here and wait for even further reinforcements, maybe trying to take the hill here for added damage output. Look at this annoying Mayans player, just keeps sniping villagers and incapacitating Manu here. So now it's kind of snowballing out of control for Kartoffel crew here. The economy is behind, obviously, after having lost more villagers. And Eaglephants are ahead in military from, in general, taking out more army, taking better engagements here. We see two of the flanks are going to the Imperial Age here. Papaya Pete, 35 crossbows and counting, is going for the Imperial Age. Gonna unlock these Arbalest, dropping more ranges to boost production. In the Imperial Age, the Mayans archers, or rather Arbalest, also cost 30% less. So a very cheap numbers. I'm not sure if they are aware that Ethiopians might be up or not, but this is a great engagement by Slat and Longbottom here to again cripple the crossbow numbers of the Ethiopians to limit that spike of power that the Imperial Age and Arbalest will give here. 4 stables production of knights from Sadi Noel here, but no sign of an Imperial Age, and also not from the Lithuanians here, but the cavalry numbers well ahead for the Franks pocket. I'm amazed that Kartoffel crew are still in this, even being this far behind, especially for Manu here, but Manu has a little bit of military and tries to apply some pressure on the Mayans here. Imperial Age is in for Papaya Pito, Chemistry comes in here, Bracer, Arbalest. That Mayans economy is just ridiculous at this point. Look at the resources. Vikings, Castle Age here, but army numbers matters as well. Looks like the pocket of Kartoffel crew has better production, better economy overall, and the stronger cavalry in the Frankish Knights, but neither of them are in the Imperial Age, and it is going to be the Lithuanians player Crazy Bus going to Imperial Age first here. Good raids from the pocket, and also Imperial Aging here, so it's okay, it's a very small difference actually between the transitions here, so that could give the Franks the better edge here with the Imperial Age, with a better economy setup maybe. Of course losing some knights here through the raids, but also getting value, so putting some good pressure on the, applying some good pressure on the Lithuanians pocket here. You also note that Crazy Bus didn't collect any relics, even if the relics are quite close to home base here, hasn't really seized that one. But yeah, monasteries here, you really need those relics in the Imperial Age for the Lithuanians, because Lithuanians, they don't get the last attack upgrade anymore, they don't get blast furnace, so that's an issue. I'd like 5 monk snipes. Yeah, that doesn't make the relic collection easier. It's not too late though, as long as we get the numbers out and get to Cavalier and Imperial Age defense and whatnot here. It's still going to be providing to the better whole here. Papaya Pit, roughly the same numbers of Arbalest as Manu's crossbows here, and a couple of knights chiming in here as well. And of course Manu, unless Manu receives Sling, which is allowed when the players are in the Imperial Age, so his teammates could actually Sling Manu for Imperial Age here. But yeah, losing the numbers, army numbers again, just 10 crossbows left for the Vietnamese, not great news here. Top side though, Tam Der Tyrann is pushing heavily with the Ethiopians here, adding bomber cannons, cap trams, and massing up on the Arbalesters here. Just a casual concentrate in the middle of the map for Sadino. Some nice gold income here until the teams can establish some trade, but that doesn't seem to be a priority just yet. They need to secure their bases first, of course. Finally, some relics might be collected here for Crazy Bus. Cavaliers engaging here against Tom Dediran's crossbows and the Arbs of the Vikings as well, and disallowing a choke point to be fully taken here by Tom Dediran. That should be quite a few of these Ethiopians Arbalists going down. Good engagement from Eaglephants here. They have military lead and eco lead at this point, so if they push back this push from Tom Dediran, Eaglephants are still in a good spot here overall. Sadi Noel, better cavalry numbers, but not too crazy. Obviously, much larger production capabilities, though it's 7 stables to only 3 here, so that's going to be a concern long term for the Lithuanians here. Nah, it's fine. Monk's gotta bring that one. Siege Ram, last armor. Paladin for the Franks. Going to get to Paladin ahead of Crazy Buzz here. Not going to see any Paladin anytime soon here with that kind of gold count. $59 arbs for Papaya Peters and not really producing. But yeah, taking out some Cavaliers here, which at least diminishing the numbers a bit here for Kartoffel crew. 10 Cavaliers only, but look at that, it's like 12 stables producing, so Sadi Noel shouldn't be struggling here. No cast lab for Sadi Noel, so no unique technology that chivalry for the Franks to get 40% faster production. Not that you need with this amount of stables, but still, yeah, Paladin is on the way in. That's bad news for Papaya Pete's Arbalists, of course. But now on the other side here, Slatten Langpotten is claiming back this hill, taking gold on top and setting up for a good vantage point to push Pander Tyran on the north side here. Great light cav raids here of Sadi Noel in Papaya Pete's base. No response here for Papaya Pete really, but making more Arbalisters, they should be able to clean up the light cav, of course. They're not exactly paladins, these guys. Frank's Paladins whooping 192 hit points and a rather ballsy forward castle for Papaya Pete there that gets heavily denied by the Frankish Paladins. Let's see the top side. Defensive castle for Tamdelijan. Oh, could be denied if Slatten focus fires here, but Slatten pulls back. Oh, that's a lot of Arbalists going down. Oi, oi, oi. Might have been better to trade the Arbalist for the villagers, or maybe not at this stage in the game. Well, good attention there of Tamder Tyran to keep the armor close so that the castle goes up. Has gone into halberdiers here as well. Ethiopians, they get pikemen instantly, so it's easier to get to halberdier as Ethiopians if you have the resources for it. Bomber cannon is out as well. This cattle on the hill might be short-lived, but I'll assume Slatten has stone to repair here, so that should be staying up for a while. Paladins and Arbalists on this side though. This looks rough for the Vikings player. While Crazy Buzz still doesn't have Paladin, but has the Cavalier numbers. Did collect one relic. But more importantly now, we seem to have some trade running for Eaglephants here. So they've set up the trade route. So have Kartoffel crew, but they haven't really started it yet. Paladin came in, then went full light cab. Still had gold though, queuing Cavaliers while getting Paladin as well. But could be some kind of gold struggle there. Not anymore though, lots of resources in the bank for Sadi Noel, keeping the population close to pop cap as well. Takes down the castle on the hill here, and the Ethiopians' Arbalist numbers looking kind of scary here, considering the amount of army for Slatten currently now. Still fortified gate here to keep at least the Paladins out here. 36 Paladins and counting. Sadi Noel is putting up a show here as the from the pocket position here, but there's a good aggression on the other side here as well from Crazy Bus with the Cavaliers here, and Papaya Pete now with a whooping 86 arbalests, no less. And keep in mind, Manu has been put far behind from the very get-go here. Still only 50 villagers, but at least going to the Imperial Age. Went full light cap to keep sniping monks. If that was intentional, that's kind of smart actually, to keep denying the relics of the Lithuanians. Tiny bit of a trade raid here, and Papaya Pete leaving some arbalesters in the trade route to limit the raids happening here. More stables going up for Crazy Bus as well, matching the numbers of the Franks here, but not the upgrades, of course. Not just yet, anyway. And you can tell that Manu is in a pinch here now, going into Imperial Skirmisher against Papaya Pete's forward here. But it's also possible to do that because there's most of the pressure is going on the other side here. Most of the cavalry of Sadionel is on this side, so it's not going to be as easy to punish that. Yeah, most of the cavalry is needed on this side, so then it's more warranted to go into skirmisher defense, actually. I like the positioning of Papaya Pete here, though. Castles going down further and further, claiming hills, map control, playing for the long game here. As it looks like Sadionel has a malfunctioning waypoint or something here, because the villagers are just running straight into Catfire. Good engagement there, Cavaliers outnumbering the Paladins, in which case they will, of course, win the fights here. And yeah, population closing in on PopCap here for Crazy Bus. Paladin on the way as well, gonna lose some Cavalier here to Arbalest, but that doesn't make a big difference with Paladin now on the way. 2 relics as well. And Monks just chilling out for now. Did the other team collect relics? Only 1 for Sadionel here. And it seems they're calling it. Could be because of Manu's position here, because Manu hasn't really been in a great spot to contribute throughout the game. But that said, Slatten was heavily hit here as well. Maybe it's a trade deciding it here that there's actually good gold income for Eaglephants at this point, while trade hasn't quite set in as well for Kartoffel crew yet. Radial Orange, yes, he has lost some builders, but I don't think... Oh, he's that low on eco, actually. Huh. Yeah, so that's 2 players dead to only, or almost dead to only 1 on Eaglephants then. Oh, big screen, small minimap. Eaglephants take the first win. Let's have a look at the situation here. Arbalest, of course, the most created unit here. Papaya Pete beat the military score, and pretty solid eco score for Eaglephants as well. Manu taking a beating from the very beginning of the game here, so not the best day at work for the Vietnamese flank here. But we'll be going to the home map of Kartoffel crew, and that's going to be Serengeti, which is kind of Arabia-like actually, so that might not necessarily play into their favor here. But let's just pull it up. Oh. Game 2 on Serengeti. And if you're curious about the draft, just go to the exclamation mark draft to see that one. Well, they're wishing each other the good luck, have fun. Always nice to see. That's the friendly thing to do here. We're on Serengeti. I'm just gonna get myself a little bit to drink. Be right back. So what do we have here? We have Serengeti at least, and it's a map that should play not too differently from Arabia, but it's obviously harder to wall with the scattered woodlines here. Could always be holes if you're not attentive. Some awkward hills here and there. But the big difference is the disposition of hunt. You have only one elephant, but you have 5 zebras and 3 ostriches. You have berries, you have sheep, or is it goats? Goats. So you have an abundance of food. It really favors scout play, in my opinion. You could actually get away with going full scouts from all 3 players on Serengeti if you'd really want to, but it tends in team games to develop into the more classic archer flank pocket scout meta. But having a look at the civilizations here, we'll start with Saudi Noel playing in the pocket again here, now with the Indians. Triple Sicilians would be OP. Yeah, or Cumans, double or triple stable fuel scouts, who knows. The options are possible. Oh, stupid zebra running back. Yeah, Indians here for Saudi Noel. 5, 10, 15 and 20% cheaper villagers throughout the ages, so nice boom for Indians as the game progresses. They don't have access to knights, but they have arguably some of the best camels in the game with bonus attack against buildings and access to Imperial Camel. But after a nerf a year or so ago, Indians lost plate parting armor, so they're less of a threat than they used to. It's still a very strong unit if you can get to the Imperial Camel. Nice mobility and a fantastic counter to enemy knights. Knights line unit. Manu with the Portuguese flank for this one. Portuguese gold discount, 20% cheaper. All kinds of gold units, applies to any unit costing gold. So makes for a good flank save in that sense. Could also warrant an easier rush or men-at-arms opening saving gold on the infantry units. And finally to the top left here we have Tam the Tyrann as the Mongols. Might actually be thinking about the scouts here as well, because Mongols can go up ridiculously quickly, but they can also take and go for the early feudal age with their 40% faster hunt and just go straight for the archers or ridiculously early men-at-arms. So they have some potential. We'll see what Tam der Tyrann chooses to do here. Nice Dark Ages for Kartoffel crew here, by the way, with 0 idleness time for both Tam and Sadino Elera and only 7 seconds for Manu, so certainly seems to have the Dark Ages down. By a bit on point here to try and delay the barracks, but will not succeed at such because Tam der Tyrann has the scout close here after having pushed the deer in. You'll note that the Portuguese team bonus plays in here as well. You get free cartography, instant cartography, so you get to see what the opponents are up to. Not the opponents, but the teammates, of course. Bit of a mind slip there. Papaya Pit with the Japanese here. Going for 22 population up here. That could, of course, be the men-at-arms, but I don't see any investment on gold. Is he actually going to play the Japanese scouts here, or is it straight archers? It's more likely straight archers, of course, being in the flank position. And seeing Papaya Pete's archers play the last game. Yeah, 3 villagers to gold. This is the straight archers. While our Mongols friend is not making any Dark Age infantry, so this is Going to be straight archers for the Mongols as well. 4 on gold now for Tamder Tyrann. Crazy Bus, Magyar's pocket for this one. Gets attack upgrades instantly. Doesn't need to research or pay for forging, iron, furnace, blast furnace for the melee attack upgrades. That's from Gabe's Magyar's scouts or men at arms, a nice boost in the feudal age, and of course the knights in the castle age as well with that attack rate. It's gonna be the scouts again though. Here come the 2 villagers to drop the stable, close to town center, just to make sure that the production isn't delayed or limited by any opponents. That's a clutch lumber camp right there. Maximum efficiency. This one is nice as well. So, indeed, the archers for the Mongols here. Does Papaya Pit have that scouted actually? It hasn't really been around here. Did he lose the scout? Maybe. Yeah, I lost the scout to the scouts fighting, so Papaya Pit scouting quite crippled here. May or may not have seen the gold investment indicating that the Mongols player is going for the archers as well. How you were expecting scouts. You can't expect, you have to scout. But there's always going to be scouts in team games on these open maps anyway, from someone. As you'll see, the Southern Noel, the orange pocket is producing scouts as well as the Magyar's player, but this time around, Crazy Bus has the advantage here with the instant forging. So in equal numbers, Crazy Bus will have the better fights. Archers out, fletching in. But yeah, scouting seems decent for Tamder Tyrann as well. So I think what Tamder Tyrann wants to hit of Papaya Pit here is either the woodline or the gold to cripple Archer's production, but maybe most notably the gold, because there isn't any easy escape for Papaya Pit to get back to the gold, the second gold here, because that's over here. It's a little smaller gold spots on Serengeti as compared to Arabia. Crazy Bus now out with the scouts, but it's 3 against 4 here, at least in this collection here, so that's not a fight that Crazy Bus wants to take. Needs to run away here and gather up with the reinforcements to get the best possible trades here. This woman has a death twitch. But she did get help from the archer here, so crisis averted. Only 2 archers total for Tamder Tyrann. There's losing archers somewhere around here where I can't quite tell. Looks like the biggest engagement is between the scouts here now, with Crazy Bus chasing and keeping track of Sadi Noel's movements here, but now not so much. Gonna gather up with Papaya Pit maybe. I feel like you don't want to lose track of where Sadi Noel's scouts are going here. Flanks are having a bit of a battle down here as well. Calculated indeed. Is there still... Oh, she even went back home to the TC, so she's fine. My thought process is normally we double them and they will follow us instead. Seems reasonable enough. So I'm looking at an extended field age investment here again. 10 scouts for either player here, for Kartoffel crew and Eaglephants. Defense now going in for the Indians. And keep in mind that Indians... Later on, they get extra pierce armor on the stable units. Or is it already? I don't think it's already. I think that's the feudal age upgrade. But the Indians get +1 pierce armor on stable units in the Castle and Imperial Ages, which is a cumulative bonus, +2 pierce armor. Yeah, I'm always confusing that with the Turks bonus, because Turks get +1 pierce armor from the feudal age. But getting the armor here, or the attack for that matter, for Sadionel, that's essential to be able to fight with the Magyars in similar numbers here. And armor makes more sense because of archers, the doubling of archers here in the Mixer. Yeah, Turks in Dark Age, that's true. Didn't think of the starting scout getting Pierce armor. Oh, this is a very tight fight here. Look at the numbers. That's just slightly ahead for Eaglephants, and they're trading very. They're gonna trade all of the armies here, aren't they? Papaya Pete's pulling away, and yeah, not too sure what to make of this, but looks like Eaglephants are coming out on top of this fight after all. I guess that's the extra. That's the attack playing into Crazy Bus's advantage here. That makes it easier to snipe the enemy archers. +1 attack. India's pocket nice and safe here. Still keeps making the scouts, but Crazy Bus has ceased production, so Crazy Bus might be closer to the Castle Age here. Yeah, definitely closer to the Castle Age transition here if the buildings are up, and the blacksmith is indeed up here. Castle Age on the way for Magyars. Wait, who got the defense? Ah, it's in. Defense is in for Crazy Bus. Nice. Didn't realize that. Hoping so much wood because of that OP lumber camp. Then spend it, man. Drop a market. Do something. Drop a market and sell the wood. Nice. Archer's numbers from Papaya P to the Japanese here. And Sadinoel kiting in between here. But even the archers alone should actually be getting a decent trade here. Looks like Papaya Pit is mainly focusing archers here, which is nice. Keeping the Mongols' archers numbers low here. Doesn't look like any immediate Mangudai plans here for Tam Der Tyrann, nor should he. That's more of a later gameplay here with the Mongols. Play the archers into crossbows. Maybe even Mongols' cavalry archers can come into play here with the 3 ranges, because they do attack 20% faster. Oh! There's some action in the south side. Zlatan is torturing Manu at home base here. Manu committing to the archers. And unfortunately for Manu, Zlatan has twice the military and is halfway almost to the Castle Age. So this is not great news for the purple player. It's a bit of a 1v1 on this side. And though Zlatan won't want to lose the numbers here, it's certainly worth it to try and snipe a few numbers here and then take get into crossbows. Okay, I thought it was closer to the Castle Age. It's actually halfway now. So better to just pull out and preserve the numbers for crossbows. Just poking a little bit there, wanting to snipe maybe his own single units. It's 3 rangers for both, I presume. Yeah. Oh, Bohemians, I forgot to mention that. Zlatan is actually Bohemian, so in the Castle Age, Zlatan could drop a university, does that, and it's going to get early chemistry here, because Bohemians get chemistry in the Castle Age, which is in a sense kind of a ridiculous bonus. They also collect gold and food, gold and stone more efficiently, getting the mining upgrades instantly. Oh, brain working slow today. Here we go. Not getting chemistry yet, of course, but the university, we saw it going up there. And Crossbow Godkin is in, beating Manu to the Castle Age big time here. Might even snipe an archery range here with the crossbows. And now let's see what's going on the other side here. Papaya Pit preserving the archers' numbers to become crossbows. Forcing Tam Der Tyrann with the Mongols here into tower defense. And if you get close enough to the tower, you could abuse the fact that towers have minimum range. So you could sit underneath the tower and take out the building, but it doesn't look like Papaya Pit cares all that much at this point. They have a 30 military lead here, but their economy lead is also with 50 villagers here. Not that many villagers killed overall, but Tom rapidly losing them here. Did lose all of the villagers garrisoned in the tower. Red is taking a heavy beating here and doesn't have the crossbow numbers to contest here. if anything, Papaya Pete doesn't have the armor here, so he will be very dependent upon the hit and run micro or the numbers here. But again, going to snipe the red military numbers here, and even though the Indian's pocket hasn't been hit here, this is looking so rough for Kartoffel crew here. Very patient and good work of Manu here to keep these archers alive here, dropping new rangers to replenish and extend the numbers. What? I hope that didn't happen in the game. Whew. Phew. Oh boy. That was that was scary. I hope that's a capture H bug and not in-game bug to delay the cancellation like that. That was kind of weird. Yeah, like the old Malay bug, exactly. So crossbow, Bodkin in for Manu as well, and now Manu actually has the numbers here. Incredible, the cheaper Portuguese crossbows here, paying off to get some decent numbers out. It's not quite there yet, and actually Zlatan could just commit here. He has chemistry, he has higher damage output, and has the numbers advantage. But I guess, no, ballistics is... So Zlatan should definitely take the fight. They should just obliterate all these numbers. Even though, of course, you always want to preserve your crossbow numbers. But when you have higher numbers and better upgrades, just go for it. You see the flaming arrows here means that chemistry is in. And they're trading back and forth here, but Manu is going to come out on the losing end here and end up with half the military of Zlatan here. And they're both producing out to 3 ranges. Looks like the camels are out, and the aggression has come to a temporary halt here for Eaglephants on Tam der Tyran's side. On the other hand, Tam has lost 21 villagers, which is not exactly insignificant. And Papaya Pete and Crazy Buzz now choose to go for Sadi Noel in the pocket here. Not too confident in the crossbow numbers here from Papaya Pete though, because the Campbell's numbers from Sadi Noel is actually matching that crossbow count of Papaya Pete, and remember that extra pierce armor that kicks in the castle age as well. But military lead and 40 villagers lead for Eaglephants now, still in a good spot, obviously. Third TC going on for Papaya Pete, playing good macro here, and they're going to try to break through on Sadi Noel's side here. Shouldn't be a big issue, but here come the camels. But it's a choke point though, so that favors the crossbows here. Camels alone actually have more hit points than all this army. And oh, Tam the Tyran comes from the other side as well. This is a good fight for Kartoffel crew, I think. Great engagement, basically trapping the crossbows here. Inside of the wood line. Of course, Papaya Pete is replenishing, but he is going to lose a 15 crossbows down here in the wood line. Three sneaky crossbows on Papaya Pete's side. That's so annoying when people do that. You almost don't even notice because they just show up with one crossbow and you can barely even see it on the minimap. So let's have a look at the eco situation here, see if anyone's... Funnily enough, the Indians players actually with the best food setup here to go to the Imperial Age. We might see Sadi Noel first to the impo of all the players here, if can muster enough gold here. Here comes the University, the second building needed to go up here. You have Monastery up down in the corner as well. But this eco stats though, it's not looking great for Kartoffel crew. They've been losing lots of builders throughout the game. They are 50, 60 villagers behind here. That's what happens when you play Mayans a lot, Papaya Pit. Yeah, this is bad news for the camels. They can engage, of course, but there aren't really enough crossbows here to warrant this fight. Thalton can just hit and run, and keep in mind, remember that chemistry is in as well to provide 1 extra damage. That's essentially negates that extra pierce armor for the Indians camels in the Castle Age. So it doesn't help having an extra pierce armor when your opponent has chemistry in the Castle Age, and that's not necessarily something you realize that Bohemians have either. And this could be they're engaging and hoping to get a good fight, and then you takes a while to realize, oh wait, they're the ones that get chemistry in the Castle Age. So that could take some while to notice, to be honest. I want to see some Hussite wagons though. Go for stone and drop a castle and make some Hussite wagons as well. Don't really see a good answer for Kartoffel crew to Hussite wagons here, honestly. They've been going for crossbow camels, and neither of those will do too well. The GG is called, and as we can see from the stats here, Tam der Tyrann has been raiding again, losing 37 builders throughout the game. Eaglephants take a 2-0 here against Kartoffel crew. So well played on Arabia and Serengeti. Somewhat similar maps in playstyle, favoring that Knights Archers meta. Yeah, Sodino loves the center TC. Did he build the center TC again? Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? Or didn't actually build it, but wanted to. Okay. The potato, yeah, Kartoffel. Kartoffel. That's Danish or German, maybe both. Crazy Bus. Best eco this game. Never really got hit at home, and you're welcome for the casting. Thanks for stopping by. That is always appreciated. Good luck in the next round as well. That is to be played this week. What happened here? It's fun to see these spikes sometimes. They're just panicking, doing everything at once. Okay, we're moving on to... I need to check my own announcements here, but we should be moving on to the 1500 to 1650 bracket here, which would be Don Domingos versus Lan Clan. So that's up next. I'm just gonna update the